crikey, it's Thursday, which means we're cooking again here in the Now You're Cooking kitchen. We have Laura Wilkinson here from Nordicware, and she's going to be making some really delicious chamomile honey cakelets. Before we get to that, coming up soon, next week we have Chris Toy making ramen from his brand new Ramen Made Simple book. And he's going to be here. He's going to make the noodles. He's going to make the ramen. He's going to show us how to do the whole thing. We have these books signed by Chris here in the store for sale. We are also going to have Chris here doing a book signing on May 15th, which is the Spring into Summer event here in Bath. Lots of fun stuff going on all over the city. We're going to have a tent sale over on the Customs House lawn, and Chris will be over there. If you've already purchased your books, you can bring your book and get it signed. If you haven't, we'll have lots of books. We have this one plus his first 2 cookbooks available for him to sign at the tent sale. So come see us then. And here's Laura.
Thank you, Louisa.
You're welcome.
Glad to be here again, and Now You're Cooking. And I am a sales rep, and I sell a number of different lines to Now You're Cooking. And so I'm featuring Nordicware today, but I have a few other accessory items from different vendors that I also represent. And as Louisa said, I'm making Honey Chamomile Bee Cakelettes, and using this sweet little pan from Nordicware. And Nordicware is a wonderful family-owned company based out in Minnesota, and they're primarily known for their buntware pans, but they make a number of different shaped pans. They also make bakeware, popover pans, all kinds of wonderful, high-quality products. And I made some items in advance so you could see what they look like. I did the little bee bake cakelets, and then I also did these sweet honeycomb little beehives, which are sweet. Thank you.
They look delicious. And
they
they're
are
just
delicious.
the right size.
To pop in,
Just
right?
pop them right in your mouth.
The recipe is super easy. Takes about 15 minutes to make and 15 minutes to cook, which is awesome. So I'm going to use this pan and prepare the pan. I'm using a baking spray. You want to use a baking spray that has flour in it. I'm using Pam, which is good. My preference is Baker's Joy, which is made by Nordicware and is really good.
And we normally have it in the store. We're out of stock, unfortunately, at the moment, but we'll be getting some in soon.
And the key is to use a nonstick spray that has flour in it, because the flour gives you the added release, and it also gives you the fine detail of the pan. So I'm just spraying a little dollop in each cavity. And then we can just let that sit. And we've turned the oven on to 350. And next I'm going to heat a little water with some tea bags for the chamomile tea. So I've measured out 3/4 cup of water, and we'll heat that up. And this little saucepan that I have is, it's a 2-cup measure. But it's nice because you can use it as a butter warmer, all kinds of different little sauce pot heating features. We sell the 3 different sizes, so 1.5, 2-cup, 3-cup. And these are great. Nice quality stainless steel. So I'm going to heat the water up and then steep the tea. And using the mixer, we're going to put the butter in, and
is it pre-softened?
It is room temperature butter, and I usually do a little slicing just to get it nice and small little chunks. So it's a half a cup or 1 stick. And so and I'm using the paddle on this, but you can also just use regular mixer blades, or a hand mixer also works. So we're going to cream the butter and the sugar, and I've pre-measured the sugar, and let's see, it's 3/4 of a cup. So I'm just going to put that in. And while that's blending,
Do you want it on a little higher?
sure, we can add it. Put it up a little higher. Thank
I like
you.
speed.
Excellent. And then we're going to blend honey and the vanilla. And I'm using some grape vanilla, which is sold here.
It's from Portland, Maine, from a company that's been around for like 100 years or so. So it's really great vanilla. And this is the pure vanilla. We also carry a imitation vanilla from them, which is also very, very good.
So let's see. I'm blending, what am I doing now? I lost my place. Blending the honey and the vanilla. Actually, I think I'm blending this right into here.
Right into here?
Yep. And for the honey, it's 6 tablespoons.
Which is also 3/4 of a cup, isn't it? 4 tablespoons.
Thank you, Louisa.
No.
I did not
That's
know
not
that.
true. That's not true. Don't do that. A 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. So it's a 1/4 cup plus 1/8 of a cup.
A 1/4 cup plus 1/8?
Yes. Or you can just do 6 tablespoons. We also have, just so you know, we have Zen Bear honey teas. And this one has, the Being Better tea has chamomile in it, as well as echinacea and stuff. You could use this in the recipe as well. And I'm sorry, it does not have chamomile, but it has echinacea, ginger, lemon balm, and this would be really good in this recipe, I think. Or you can just blend it with hot water and make a nice cup of honey tea. It's not overpoweringly sweet, which is what I love about it, but they have a lot of different teas, and they have lots of different flavors, and they have like a sleepy time and some other ones that will make you feel good if you're not feeling very well, as well as just tasting good.
I'm making a bit of mess with my
Is
honey.
that because I have this on while you're trying to pour it in?
No, I don't think, no. It's me pouring the honey into my tablespoon.
If you hand me that red spatula, I'll also scrape, because it looks like the butter's
Awesome.
kind of sticking to the teamwork here, folks.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my water is boiling, so I'm putting in my the tea bags, and I'm going to let that steep for 3 to 5 minutes. Excellent, thank you, Louisa.
You're welcome.
So that looks excellent. Then in a small bowl, we're going to whisk the eggs and the tea. Once that is steeped.
Does this want to keep mixing?
I think that's good.
Okay.
I think that's good. And so for the eggs, we're doing 1 egg and 1 yolk. And so I'm missing the egg.
I like your pretty green egg.
Aren't those nice? So we have chickens.
Oh, these are from your own chickens.
These are from our chickens,
Nice.
yes.
What are they called, the ones that do the
I'm not sure.
Oricana?
I
I
don't
don't
know. I'm supposed to do the yolk.
You cook like I do, Laura.
And a yolk.
It'll be perfect.
It'll be perfect. All right. And then, so whisk these guys together. And then we'll put the tea in there and whisk that. And while the tea is steeping, we're going to mix. Oh, you know what I didn't bring is, do we have salt, Louisa?
We have salt right down here in a small, actually there's a red Emile salt pig right there.
Oh, perfect. So I pre-measured the flour, and is it 1 3/4 cups of flour. So putting the flour in.
Just all-purpose.
All-purpose. I'm just using King Arthur, and then it calls for 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and so I'm doing just a couple
exactly
of
like
pinches.
a 1/4 teaspoon.
Yes. And just mix this together. And then what we'll do is alternate the wet and dry mixes as we're pouring them in. And one of the keys is not to overmix the batter too much.
There's a lot of pressure on me over here.
A lot of pressure.
Now, are we concerned at all about the heat of the tea with the butter?
Well, it is supposed to cool off a bit. It seems very warm, but
I don't mean to throw you off your game here.
I think it's cooling nicely. I think we'll be okay.
The timer works.
The timer works.
So we have these awesome little retro timers. These are so fun. They have a magnet on the back, so they'll stick to your fridge or your stove. And you just turn it all the way around and then back to whatever time you want, and that sets the spring going. And these are really fun. Lots of bright, fun
Lots of
colors.
bright colors. So I'm going to pour the steep tea in with the eggs, and then we whisk this together. Oh, can you smell that tea?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it smells good. Love chamomile.
It smells so good.
These would be so fun for, like, if you were doing a tea with some friends or something, and you had your little sandwiches and your little tiny cakelets.
Tiny little cakelets.
They're so cute. I love the little bees.
Little bees are sweet.
Little bees, and they have that great detail on them from using the
Pan.
spray with the flour in it.
Oh, yes.
You can really see the detail on all of those.
So now we can do alternating.
Okay.
If you want to run the mixer?
I don't know. I'm scared. Okay. Not too fast when we're putting the flour in. We learned that lesson at Christmas, I think, when we were making gingerbread. And I let fly.
Yeah, it says mix on low. Oh my gosh. I got the flour on the mixer, and I got the...
That's okay. It will go perfectly when people make this at home on their own. We're just here to show them what mistakes they could make.
That was better.
That looks like a really beautiful batter. And you said to make sure you don't overmix, right? You
Don't
just want to get it
overmix.
just mixed.
Right.
Is that it? Is that everything?
That's everything.
Nice. So we'll just scrape that off. And then I'm just going to mix the stuff
I
that's
think
stuck
that
on the side. I'm
that's
just
a
going to
good
mix
idea.
that
Thank you, Louisa.
by hand so that we know that we're not over mixing it. All right, there you go, Laura.
Thank you. So, and when you fill the cups, the little cavities, you want to do about 3/4 full. You don't want to fill them too much because obviously they will rise, and if they
you want a
rise
scoop?
too much,
There's probably a scoop in there if that would be easier.
well, let's see. I think I can do a little pour.
You're a pro.
Well, I don't know if I go that far, Louisa, but thank you. And they're such little cups. It's doesn't take much to fill.
And this recipe will make one pan.
No, it makes 32 little cakelets,
Oh,
so a
wow.
couple rounds. And I did one round of the little cakelets, and then I did a round of the beehives.
Of the big beehives. Cute. And then you have some simple syrup and honey, or simple
Yes,
syrup and
which is
chamomile?
included in the recipe, and so that I put some of that on some of the little cakelets, and then I just did powdered sugar on it, the others. And the simple syrup is honey, sugar, and more tea. So, and it seemed like a lot of honey and sugar, so I just did half the recipe. So it was...
With the same amount of tea?
No, I did half of everything. So 1 tea bag, a cup of water, and then I think it was a 1/4 cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of honey, which seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, but they are honey cakes.
They are honey
chamomile
cakes.
cakes, so that adds to the
Right.
flavor.
So
So those go,
we'll pop these in the oven.
so those are about 3/4 full,
Yep.
and the oven is 350
350
degrees for 15 minutes.
Yep. And that's it. And then
And
when they
that's it.
come out, they look this fabulous.
And then you serve them with your watercress sandwiches and other things. They look absolutely adorable, Laura. So there are the little beehives, which you could probably stick together.
You could, with a little frosting. Yum.
And then there are the
Honeycombs.
honeycombs, flowers, and the little bees. And they're so cute. I love them.
And the simple syrup I just brushed on with a little, I tried to use a silicone brush, but that didn't work. So I just used a natural bristle brush. And it just gives a little glaze on them, which is nice.
And adds a little flavor.
And adds a little flavor.
Yeah.
But I also think what's wonderful about the Nordicware pans is you can do just powdered sugar, and I feel like that highlights all the designs.
Yeah. Well,
as
it sounds
well,
like the
so.
batter's got a lot of flavor in it,
Yes,
too.
very
as
flavorful.
is, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Laura. We'll look forward to having you again
Thank you,
soon,
Louisa.
I hope. It's always fun having you here. And don't forget, next week is Chris Toy making homemade ramen. The week after that, Mike is going to be making crepes. And spring into summer is May 15th. And we will see you again next week. Thanks for joining us.